So in this video, I thought, why not be a little more positive in a way, even though I'm aware that the idea of life is shit, but, all of my videos so far have been just about, like, talking about my dislike for life itself, society, and I basically just want to kind of talk about, what keeps me going in life, what makes me want to move forward, even though if I didn't wake up from my sleep the next day, I wouldn't even be disappointed about it. But what are some of the few things in life that kind of make me want to keep living out this life in a way? Well, for starters, I really do like photography. I love videography as well. Everything related to a camera, lenses and stuff. Of course, everything about to tell you, requires money and work to, of course, enjoy all these things. But I'm going to talk about that later. I'm just going to focus. Yes, I know everything that I love and love to do is related to money and related to work. You have to work, you have to get money, and then you get to do things that you like. The concept of that sucks, but if that's the way things are, okay, whatever, I'm gonna have to fucking accept it because I have no choice. I'm here. But since I just have to accept it, well, here are all the things that I love. So, of course, photography, videography, cameras, lenses. I also like to do. I like to play music. I like playing the piano, the guitar, the drums. Yeah, I mean, it's. Of course, again, all those things require money to obtain those things. But yeah, just being able to play those instruments kind of makes me feel it's cool. I don't really play professionally. Again, like I said in my ambitious video, I'm not really someone who wants to do. I mean, the thing about me is that, like, I've tried doing all those things. I've tried to become professionally in those fields. Of course, none of them really worked out. But after not really working out, you kind of just, I guess I don't really feel like it anymore. And I kind of just enjoy the simpler way of doing hobbies is just to do it for fun. I'm not really someone who wants to turn any of those things into a career, because for me personally, if I would turn any of the things that I love into a career, there's a big chance that I'd probably end up hating it in the long run, because then after that it's going to become all about money, about the business, and it's not really going to be about loving what you do anymore. It's going to be about money and stuff, and because of course the world is run on money. And society, money, everything kind of has an influence on possibly even destroying your enjoyment of your hobbies in a way. What else? Of course, I really like movies and TV shows. I really love watching. I love watching all types of movies. Just something about just being sucked into characters, their stories, their lives. It's really fun. I love escapism, basically. I love getting deep into a story, into a character, especially when it's well written, well made, well developed. Yeah, I can get really into it if it's really done that way. And even if something ends up not being good, I'm still I'm not. I don't really regret watching it. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I need my money back. Because that movie sucked. No, I'm open to anything really. Like, yeah, I'm gonna acknowledge that it probably sucked, but I'm not gonna regret. Like, the idea of that's the thing. I just love escapism, and if I can, like, just escape this hell of a reality for a couple hours, I think that's cool too. And speaking about movies, I also like to kind of. Like, there's a lot of movies that I'm looking forward that are coming out, or even shows as well, and there are some times where I'm like, damn, it would suck if I if I died before having seen this movie, you know, like it's like I love movies that much, like I really want to see this before I die. I do like to play video games from time to time. Right now I'm not really playing anything. When it comes to video games, I kind of just go through like little phases here and there. Like I'm gonna be so into something for like couple weeks or about a month, and then I'm gonna just not play games at all for many months, and then I'll come back to a particular game a couple months later. You know, that's just how it is with games. And another thing that keeps me going in life, like aside, like everything that I just said there is just hobbies and stuff, but you know, the important thing is really family, friends, the people closest to you. I think that's what's the most important. I think even though there have been some issues, of course, but like issues aside, like what really matters is that family, friends, anybody close to you, because you got. I mean, I'm not a heartless person, you know. Like, of course, you know, most of the time I wish I was never here. I was never born, but you know, I'm not a heartless person. So of course, if I wasn't here, I kind of think to myself like, you know, my family, my friends, they'd probably be really devastated if I wasn't here right now. So, and I wouldn't want to impose that onto them, that pain, that suffering onto them. So that's one of the reasons why I do keep going. Then there's the other theory of like, oh, what if I was never born? You know, like I do. That's still a thought in my mind, actually, because of the way the world is, and since this is the way it is, I most of the time I do wish I was never born, because if I was never born, it's not going to affect any of my family, my friends, anybody close to me. It's just I was just never born. It's just non-existence, you know. And all those things that I named, that like all the hobbies that I like, all the things that keep me going, all the things that make life somewhat enjoyable at least in a way. All that only takes about 20% of your life, because once you reach adulthood, it's all about money. It's all about the grind. It's about working. And once you've done that for a few years, it kind of, at least to me anyway, it kind of makes you lose interest in some of your hobbies, because when I woke up realizing what the world was really like, you know, how the system is running, society, and everything, when I really look like deeply into how everything works, it just like it makes everything seem almost pointless. And majority of the time, sometimes I'm just pretending to enjoy something. I mean, yeah, I am enjoying a bit, but you know, there's that realization like, oh, somebody probably was suffering through working for making this thing for me, you know, so that I can enjoy at my expense. You know, somebody had to like probably deal with poor management to give this satisfaction to me, you know, this hobby to me, you know, like it's, and I think about that about a lot of other things too, like the clothes that we wear, everything that we have, and you know, somebody had to work to provide all these things that we have. And it's just sad in a way that this is just a crazy cycle. I'm probably going to make a video on this topic as well in the future. I'm going to keep it brief in this one. Like, the more money you make anyway, like you're like, oh, I deserve to buy this for myself, you know, this cool thing that'll like enhance my life or whatever, because the whole system is run on money. Like society would not run if people were not working and people were not spending. look at all the freaking marketing happening on TV, like not only on TV, on billboards, in buildings and stuff. People want you to buy these things, or eat at this restaurant, or subscribe to this plan of this subscription for whatever. They want you to spend your money basically, because that's how the system runs. The system wants you to work. The system also wants you to spend. All these promotions in stores, like, oh, up to 70% off or whatever, they want you to spend. The whole system, like, society would just break if people stopped spending money. And I realized that a lot when I was working at this place where we were making something. I don't want to get into too much details about what I did for my job, but it was a manufacturing place, and I was in the office area, on the computers and stuff. But we were making things that was getting sold into stores. At least it's an item that that companies need to sell their products. And those things that we made, they just end up in the trash anyway. But it's sad to sometimes, like, oh, this keeps me going in life. This photography, movies, games, musical instruments, like, yeah, that's what makes me happy. But then there's this, like, lately I've been having this realization of, oh, like, everything is just made for profit. Everything is just made, like, somebody had to go through work, probably so much work, maybe overtime. Maybe this person had poor management while on the job, trying to provide that thing that I'm buying. It makes me feel bad for that person that had to suffer to give that thing for me, that product or whatever, that gives me joy. That's the thing about my videos. I don't really have a solution to these problems. This is just my thoughts, my opinion, the realization of how things are, and it's just the way it is. And this is just me expressing my dissatisfaction with all of this. But yeah, the only thing we can really do is just keep moving forward, and despite that, in order to do things that we love, it requires work and money. We just kind of have to go with it, because that's the only thing that gives us joy. Even though I do understand that, somebody had to do the work for me but then again, I'm also the one working, in order to buy these things. So it's just a crazy cycle. It's a crazy cycle that we're all in, and it's kind of sad in a way. Like, I don't see that as a good thing. I'm not someone who's like, oh, I worked so hard today, I deserve to buy this thing, and then not even ask any questions. Like, I'm not like that. Like, I ask questions about everything, like very deep questions about the way things are in life. I'm not just gonna be like, well, I make a lot of money, I deserve to buy this. I deserve to buy this expensive thing, and then that's it. Like, and then just enjoy because I deserve it. No, I don't think like that. I'm just like, okay, I'm going to get this thing because that's what I love. That's my passion. That's my hobby. But at the same time, there's this deep realization of the system we are in, and also at the same time, like, think about concerts. These artists, like, some of them probably really love what they're doing. They love to make music and stuff. But I can also imagine how tiring it must be touring around the world, because their record label, they're just going to think like it's all about profits, but it's about how many tickets they sell. A lot of the times they don't really care about the well-being of the artists themselves. It's all about profit. And You know, I could be just the one sitting there being like, hey, I wanted to see this person in concert. I got to go see this person in concert. It was so fun because I love their music. Because that's what keeps me going in life. Because that's my main interest. I could say all that, but you know, I'm not just gonna sit there and be like, oh, that was so fun. I got to see this person's concert. I think about what the artist might be going through. And I think about what the record label is doing at the same time. I'm thinking about this, everything. I think about, because the record label only cares about money. The music industry only cares about money. How many plays, how much albums they're selling, whatever. It's like, it's not, and a lot of the times they will like mold this artist into becoming profitable. And that's the sad reality, because it's all about money. And it's sad because this whole realization kind of takes away from the experience of just being like, oh, I'm excited to go see this artist in concert, you know, oh, that was such a great show, yay. Like, I'm not just, I don't think like just any consumer anymore. I think outside of the box. It's just a sad realization that everything that keeps me going in life, everything that I love, is all run on money. It's all about profit. And it's just a cycle that keeps on going. Because for me to be able to attend that concert, for example, and everybody else, not just me, everybody else at that concert, everybody in that audience has a job. Everybody in that audience, you know, probably works in an office job, probably at McDonald's. They probably work in this retail store. They probably work as a teacher. Probably one of them is probably a doctor. Who knows? Like, everybody is doing something for money, to spend money or to consume. So like, we are all working for us to be doing something that we love. But that thing that we love, there could be also suffering on their part, on the part of the thing that we love anyway. Well, this video is getting long. I'm rambling. But yeah, let me know what keeps you going in life. I'd like to know in the comments what keeps you going. Like, what are your hobbies, your passions? Is there anything that you're doing that that gives you meaning or something? Like, despite this shitty hellhole that we're all living in, there must be something that you guys are, that makes you happy, that keeps you going. It could be anything, family, friends, that too, or hobbies. Yeah, let me know in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.